Welcome back! We are underneath Knossos here on Crete in a labyrinth, which is going to take quite a while to explore, so let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to try to approach this rather systematically, going from left to right on each fork. So let's go ahead and start with this one. It looks like this is a dead end though, so we're not going to really have anything else to do in here. And no, generally when you see a dead end in a maze like this, it's a dead end, so if there's nothing to interact with, don't really pay much attention to it. Let's move on and fry some bigger fish. We got two choices here. Let's take the one on the left. And now we got 4 choices. Let's actually go on this one first. I don't think there's anything over here if memory serves correctly. Nope. And even though we're not going to go through this door yet, let's go ahead and put our statue heads on here. That jiggled it a bit. That jiggled it a bit more, but apparently 2 stones isn't enough.
Uh-oh.
Whoops.
That hurts.
What's through this area? Okay, I'm kind of breaking my system. Well, we found the other side of that path that we found earlier, but this doesn't really get us anywhere. There's also a door hidden in the dark up here in the middle of this little plateau above there. But all we can find here are some bones.
Bones of previous explorers, no doubt.
Hopefully we can avoid the same fate.
It's just a chunk of crumbling masonry.
Nothing special there. So this whole area is in itself a dead end. Too bad. I was hoping we can find something. And it looks like we found the area where the third path from the start led. While we're here though, let's see if we can do anything with this statue head, because we need to take it over here, but if we were to remove it, that door would close shut.
I already have it.
So let's go ahead and put it back. Whoops, for some reason I'm not... There we go. You have to click a little lower. Let's put it back, and the nice thing is that you can see it from this room. So if we were to, say, use our whip on it to knock it off, and it happens to fly in the right direction, that should do the trick. Let's go ahead and head back this way. I'll check out this whole area here with the heads later on, but for now I'm going to look into this area. It looks like this is some sort of pressure plate, but our weight is not enough to support it, so let's see if we can find something else to put on here. There's a statue and another head that's distinguishable. So let's try the same trick over here. I gotta admit, this took me a long time to figure out. Mainly because I couldn't really get my head around the fact that you need to knock the head off.
It's an elevator.
Uh-oh. Who's that over there? Somehow those clothes look rather familiar. Professor Sternhardt. Aha.
Wait, that was my ride.
Oops.
It's our old friend, Professor Sternhardt. Looks like he's starved to death. I guess he knew a lot more than he let on, but not enough to find a way out of here.
That's terrible. Well, at least he did make it this far, though, and at least I hope his death won't be in vain.
It says,
I am convinced the map room lies beyond the chasm I couldn't cross. If only I weren't trapped down here.
too bad for Sternhardt. He came a long way.
You can try to pick the note up, but Indy won't do that.
It's his note. Let him keep it. It's a walking staff.
That could be useful, though. Anything through here? Some sort of gates and a hole, but we can't really get there.
It's a narrow crawl space.
So this is pretty much a dead end.
How nice. Wait, there's a chain running up behind the waterfall. It must be holding the elevator's counterweight.
If only Sternhart saw that. If I was stuck down here, I would have searched every nook and cranny, but I guess waterfalls are kind of not very obvious.
Ouch.
Now, what's rather tricky about this
getting wet.
is that if you try to step onto this again, then you'll be lowered again, so you can't get back over here from this side. You have to go through this doorway. And this is the final door that we haven't accounted for yet, because this was the right path at fork number 2. So right now, let's go back to the fork over here and look at the only other area that we haven't checked out yet, which is what lies beyond this gate.
The gate is closed.
Thankfully, with 3 heads, we can open it up. Alright, we got our choice of 2 paths. Let's take our left path first. More bones.
Looks like another unlucky explorer.
Again, doesn't really bode too well. This, however, looks rather interesting. We got a gold box.
I can't reach it.
That's across this chasm. Is this the one that Sternhart was mentioning? There's also a shaft here, maybe for some sort of platform or elevator. It's got some sort of counterweight here.
It's a wedge that keeps the counterweight from sinking.
Well, if we want this to move up so we can have a little bridge, then we need the counterweight to sink. So let's go ahead and use this staff to knock it off.
There, the counterweight is free.
We just need to find a way to lower it, though. Let's go through the doorway here. I know what Indy will say about the bones. We don't need to do that. This is rather interesting. It looks like we found the platform that's along the shaft.
It's a shaft rising into the darkness.
The question is, how do we raise it up? We got a statue here with a mouth.
There's a small cleft here.
This is another thing that I couldn't figure out when I first played the game. I guess it makes sense, but I wasn't really thinking like Indiana Jones. You have to insert the staff inside the statue mouth.
Going up?
And we are able to go up as a result of activating the mechanism.
There's an orichalcum bead underneath it. I'll take that too.
Good. We got the box and we got another orichalcum bead. Unfortunately, that seems to be all we can see here. There's nothing else we can do, so let's go ahead and head back. So what else can we do in here? There's really nothing that we haven't seen yet, right? Well, if you've been paying attention, there was one doorway that seemed to be blocked. And it was on the other side of the path that goes through that statue area. So let's head that way. It was this right here.
There's a massive stone slab blocking the way.
Again, this is not something that I would have thought to do, but that's mainly just because it seems like I'm so terrible at these games. You have to push it.
Sure is heavy.
Not just once, but 4 times.
Did I hear it groan in protest? Did it move a little bit? Or is it my imagination? Come on, fall over!
5 times.
Bingo!
Or maybe it was 4 times. I thought there was another one, but I guess not. It looks like this might be the chasm that Sternhart was talking about. Can we look at that little outcropping?
I wonder if that thing is anchored securely.
I sure hope so, because I'm going to use this whip on it. We got a choice of 2 doors, but they ultimately lead to the same place. Nazis. I hate those guys. Well, we'll have to deal with them in the next video.